जैसे राम के बजरंग में, बजरंग में, जैसे राम के बजरंग में, भजे मां, जैसे भक्ति मां मेरे अंग अंग में। भर दे इतनी प्रीति मां, भर दे इतनी प्रीति मां, जितना पानी सागर में। भर दे इतनी प्रीति मां, जितना पानी सागर में। कमी नहीं होगी तभी, कमी नहीं होगी तभी, तनिक तेरे प्यार के आगर में, आगर में। भर दे इतनी भक्ति मां मेरे अंग अंग में। तू इतनी दे दे मां, भीख तू इतनी दे दे मां, मेरी मैली चादर में। भीख तू इतनी दे दे मां, मेरी मैली चादर में। दर्पण हर पल, दर्पण हर पल देखूं तेरे सत्संग में, सत्संग में। भर दे इतनी भक्ति मां मेरे अंग अंग में। भर दे इतनी भक्ति मां मेरे अंग अंग में। हर एक बाग को मां, प्यार के फूल कलियों से भर दे। भर दे हर एक बाग को मां, प्यार के फूल और कलियों से। महक तेरी आएगी तब, महक तेरी आएगी तब महक तेरी, आएगी तब सड़कों से गलियों से, भर दे इतनी भक्ति माँ मेरे अंग अंग में, भर दे इतनी भक्ति माँ मेरे अंग अंग में, जैसे राम के बजरंग में माँ, जैसे राम के बजरंग में, बजरंग में, बजरंग में, भर दे इतनी भक्ति माँ मेरे अंग अंग में, भर दे इतनी भक्ति माँ मेरे अंग अंग में, मेरे अंग अंग में, मेरे अंग अंग में।
Go into a deeper meditation session. For the 21st, what we have done is organized some events, and what we're all to sort of get it. We will talk about our internal subtle system, our chakras, nadis, the Kundalini Shakti itself, what it means to get self-realization, and then we'll go for a meditation session. So, Sahaja Yoga, as the name suggests, it's a yoga. Yoga meaning, what does it mean for us to get yoga? And I think it's really important with the oncoming yoga day as well, that we understand what yoga is, because what we see in the news and a lot of things around yoga happening is that people do some asanas and things like that, and we think that that is yoga. But yoga is a very, very deep word. The meaning of yoga is union, and what it really means is that it's supposed to be a happening. It just doesn't say that yoga is maybe you do some exercises or you sit and concentrate, or maybe something which is very on the outside, which doesn't really say that something has changed within. So yoga is something that happens. It's a happening. It's a union that happens with the divine by the awakening of our Kundalini Shakti, what we can call it as the inner power that gets connected to the power that is everywhere. So the small microcosm becomes part of the whole, the collective consciousness. All of those things happen. It's a happening. It's not just something that you can do on the outside. So for example, it's a yoga day, so we do something on the outside and say that we have done our bit. It's a happening. It's something that takes place inside of us, that elevates our consciousness somehow. So when we say that it has to happen something inside, it means that we have to achieve something that is higher. It's not something that we can be branded as, let's say, now I'm a Brahmin. A Brahmin is someone who knows the Brahma, who knows the all-pervading power of God. Or you are now baptized. So you cannot be just baptized like that. You have to become something higher. So we have so many such identifications in all the religions that we know of, all the systems. There are systems and organizations and various methods that are being taught about yoga and meditation. So the problem is there is no system, there is no process for yoga. So the only process, I mean, the only relevant one that can be thought of is what Patanjal, the one who started a lot of these discussions, he put out 8 steps for getting your yoga. And some of them were yam, niyam, so get into a disciplined life. And then there was asana as well, and so many things. And pratyahar and Ishwar Pranidhan was the last one, which is really getting to God. So that is the ultimate of getting your yoga. And so when we say there is no process, then how can it happen? So it can happen if there is someone who has got their realization. So if there is an enlightened light, there's a candle that is enlightened, it can enlighten so many other candles. So that way it can work. But there has to be someone who's truly got it, who really is connected to the divine. And what that person will do is just give us our own powers, because the power is within us. And there is, we can call it a mechanism, but there is something that the all powerful God, he has created inside us, a way for us to connect to him. Through that, we can also achieve our own powers. So what Shree Mataji says, that one thing that we should also, there are 2 things that we should check when we are evaluating, let's say, if this method is good for us or not, or this person is really a guru or not. Because we say that there needs to be an enlightened person who can enlighten us, but how do we figure out? In our current state, it's very difficult for us to find out if this person is really a real guru, a realized person, or it could be a corrupt person who has just come out of the jail and has taken up a nice, charade. So that could be anyone. So one thing is that Shree Mataji says is that somebody who has their eyes on your money or on your purse or something like that, something very superficial, they cannot be somebody who is a higher person. They cannot be your guru. The other thing is they should be able to give you your own powers. So Shree Mataji says, let's say I have so many powers. So what use is that to you? Unless you become somebody higher, unless you achieve a higher consciousness, unless you achieve your own powers, how can I be called your guru if I don't give you your own powers? So that is one way to evaluate how the person sitting in front of us is a realized soul or not. So I think these things are very important with the onset of the seeking that is coming. So we are celebrating World Yoga Day. That means there's so much seeking. People are so now conscious about something higher that they have to achieve, and we are all discussing that this life has to have much more, the meaning has to be much more, there has to be something which is higher, and how do we achieve that? And there's so many avenues that have come up, and so many people, good and bad, are now in the market and are catching our attention. We are also looking out. So the people who are joining the session, I mean, we are a different category of people who are interested in figuring out what's the meaning of our lives, how to reach the divine, how to go higher. So this is Shree Mataji calls this a category of people that never were there earlier. And so many seekers are out in the world today trying to figure out how to reach God. And that is why such events for us become very, very, very special and very important, because Shree Mataji has said that this is a collective work, and it's very important that what we have got in Sahaja, we also share it with others and reach out to as many people as possible. So now the whole thought behind it being a spontaneous thing, we have discussed how an enlightened person can give it to someone else, and what happens when we get a realization. Let's quickly just talk about that. So there's a power inside us called as Kundalini, and when that gets awakened, we are controlled. Our complete persona, our consciousness, our desires, actions, our everything, physical, mental, emotional, we are all controlled by the subtle system that is inside us. And the Kundalini, when it gets awakened and gets connected with the all pervading power of God. So we say that He's everywhere, He's all powerful, all pervading. So when we say that He's everywhere, the Kundalini, when it rises, it connects with the God's power, and it provides all that is needed for these chakras and nadis to be in a balanced way. So here now we are going to talk about the subtle system that is there inside us. So when we are saying what happens to when we get a realization, all these chakras that are controlling us emotionally, physically, mentally, they all get the energy that they need from the Kundalini, and we get a very balanced life. Many people get their physical well-being also. In Sahaja Yoga, we have seen many people getting cured of incurable diseases, where so many times the doctors have said that this person cannot survive anymore, and they have done very well in life. So such things happen. Mentally, we get better. We get a more stable mental state. Emotionally, we get much more better family life, even monetary life. Everything gets better, because when we say that we are connected with the divine, the divine's power is flowing through us. When it's really happening, and you will know for yourself that it's happening or not, then that power takes over. Our spirit takes over, and it guides us to lead a very normal, healthy, balanced life, which is full of joy and bliss, and all our problems can potentially be taken care of once we get our realization. So how will we know that we have got a realization? When we go for a meditation session, what will happen is that once the Kundalini breaks through our fontanelle bone area and connects with the all-pervading power, the all-pervading power which we call as the Param Chaitanya, and we can call it by many names, the divine power, the Ruhani energy, or Ritambara Pragya, or whatever, there are hundreds of names given to that divine power, that starts flowing through us. And when it starts flowing through us, we feel those vibrations on our hands, the Chaitanya on our hands. When we have a completely clear system, everything is cleared out, we feel cool vibrations on both our hands, and we also feel it coming out of our head, on the top of the head. Whereas if we have some obstructions, we feel a little bit hot vibrations, or some tinglings on the fingers, some unpleasant sensations on our hands, and we know which chakra is catching, and we can cure that in Sahaja Yoga as well. So there is a decoding that's given to us by Shree Mataji about what you feel. So we can understand that these chakras are actually controlling on the gross our plexuses. So in medical science, there are 7 plexuses, and there are 7 chakras as well. So plexuses are the network, the crossing points of most of our nervous systems. And we know that the nervous system, they end on our fingers and also our feet. So, but it's easier in meditation to sit with our hands open, and we can feel the chakras and vibrations on our hands, and we know what is wrong with us. We can know what is wrong with the others, because we become collectively conscious. So we have a lot of discussion going on around about, that we are all brothers and sisters, and there are United Nations and peace organizations, but there is no peace in the world, because there is no peace inside us, and we are not truly connected to each other. So it's a lot of talk that we are brothers and sisters, but when it really happens inside us, when we can really feel what's wrong with the other person, they can be sitting anywhere in the world. We are truly connected to one server, which is connected to all the computers in the world, which are the human beings. So for the first time, we become part and parcel of the whole, the Virata, the macrocosm. And we understand truly on our nervous system that we are actually connected. So that collective consciousness comes to us. In meditation, we get thoughtless awareness. So we are always, so we'll talk about thoughts in a bit, and we'll explain what is thoughtless awareness too. So the first question now, because we are seeing this chart inside us, is what is this energy that we're talking about? This is the God's power, we can call it. And the Kundalini is the reflection of the Almighty's power, we can call that, inside each one of us. And it has been with us in all our lives and knows everything about us. She is our individual mother, and she resides in our at the base of our spine, in a triangular bone called as the sacrum bone. It enters when we are in our mother's womb from the top of our head, where we see a large flower kind of thing here. And it creates all these nadis and chakras inside us and settles down, forms coils. So the Sanskrit word for coils is kundal. So because it's a mother power, it's called as kundalini. And it forms 3.5 coils and settles down in that sacrum bone. What happens is that, so we say that children are so innocent and they are so loving, and they are so in India they're called as the form of God themselves. And so because they are truly connected actually, and we see that for them the fontanelle bone also is soft, it does a love up. So slowly and gradually as we grow up, we develop our ego, our conditionings, our misidentifications. We develop so many things, anger and greed and so many things. And slowly and gradually that connection, it breaks. And the Kundalini, it comes down and it sleeps off. So it's called that it is in a Supta Avastha, it's sleeping. And so awakening this energy is what we know that has been done when we say that, we see some Rishi Munis and old mythological TV serials. We see that they have been meditating and they have been getting to God. This is what they have been trying to do. They try to do for thousands of years, and ultimately they get it. So how will it happen now in such an easy manner? We are saying it's happening for everyone. Now Sahaja Yoga is spread across 150 nations, and people across religions, races, everything, they are doing Sahaja Yoga and they're getting it. So Shree Mataji said that everybody has the power and it can be awakened. Now is the blossom time, which has been promised for so long across so many religious scriptures. And this is the time of real confusion where people are starting to seek God. And also you can understand that if it doesn't happen now, it's really difficult to predict where humanity is going to go. Because we can definitely say that there is something missing. We have come a long way in our consciousness, in our awareness, from animal state to this state. But there is definitely something still missing, which is leading us to do a lot of wrong things. So it's easy to understand that there is something that needs to happen, and it needs to happen for all of us collectively. If it happens for just one or two people, then they are not able to explain it to the rest of the world. As we know that there have been so many saints in our country, the great country of India, and most of them we have only tortured their lives when they were alive. Now we remember them so well, and we do their puja and everything. But the thing is that Kabira came alone. He said the whole world is blind. Who am I going to explain? Sab jag andha kisi samjham. So Shree Mataji said the most important thing is that first the light comes into you, even a little bit of it comes. Then you can see for yourself what is wrong, and you can clear yourself out, and you get the opportunity to come to a higher state by yourself. So that is how Shree Mataji said that this has to be done en masse. So thousands of people have been getting realization and are trying to establish themselves in Sahaja Yoga. by Shree Mataji's grace, this is happening. So now what we'll do is just quickly talk about, there's so much to talk about in Sahaja Yoga and explain, and slowly and gradually as you attend more sessions and you listen to Shree Mataji's lectures, you'll learn more and more. What we'll do is just quickly try to cover up the nadis and the chakras. So on the left hand side is what we call as the Ida Nadi. So all our past is in this nadi. When we think of the past, we are using this nadi a lot. People who are all the time talking about the past, they are using it too much. Who are very, very emotional, always working on their emotions, they use this nadi a lot. Also, this nadi is responsible for all our desires. So our emotional being, our desires, our past, all of this is governed by this nadi. It's also called as the Chandra Nadi, the channel of the moon. Similarly, on the right hand side, what we have is called as the Pingala Nadi. This Nadi is responsible for our future thoughts. So all our planning, ambitions about the future, I'll do this, I'll do that, that is governed by this Nadi. Also, all our actions are governed. So when we say actions, actions also lead into ego. So this Nadi leads into ego. Very aggressive people, they work too much on this nadi, who are working all the time, physically, mentally, all of that happens from this nadi. So the left was desire, the right is action. The left was past, the right is future. The left was depression, the right is aggression and extremities. So all the time we are thinking either of the past or of the future. This is a fact that we don't realize. So all the time we are thinking 24 hours, in fact, our mind is going on and there is no stopping the thoughts that cover our consciousness all the time. So what happens is that, so the third nadi, which is the middle one, is called as the Sushumna Nadi. So when we come into the center, we come into the present, we are not on any extremes on left and right. That is when we are on the Sushumna Nadi. And this is the path for Kundalini to rise. It controls our parasympathetic nervous system. And so, for example, Buddha has said we should be in present, we should be in center. He said. This is the meaning of that. So all our religious teachers, they have told us to lead a very balanced life, so that when the time is right, we get to our self-realization. And in fact, in Sahaja Yoga, very simple, normal people leading household lives, they get to it very easily, versus who have done some kind of extremities in their lives, or read too much, or done something that is on the extreme. Then usually they face some problems, but eventually they get it. So leading a balanced life is very important for our ascent. Anything rises only when it's balanced, otherwise it cannot rise. So this is the path for Kundalini to rise. And now we'll quickly just talk about the 7 chakras inside us. So the first one is the Muladhara chakra. It is adorned by Sri Ganesha, whom we worship the first. And you can also see the various positions of the chakras on our hands in the charts that we are showing. So where the number 1 is written is where is Muladhara chakra. And this chakra is essentially, so what we do in Sahaja Yoga, we worship all the gods and goddesses across religions, the prophets, everyone. And what we try to do is, when we worship them, we are actually asking for their qualities. So, for example, Sri Ganesha's qualities are innocence, wisdom, pavitrita, mangalmayata. Those are the qualities that we assign to Sri Ganesha. So when we go against the qualities of the deity of a chakra, that chakra goes off, because the deity is not happy with that. So, and when the chakra is fully awakened, we get the qualities of that particular deity. So for example, if we go against the innocence in any way, in sex or in anything, then this chakra goes off. Whereas when this chakra is awakened, we become innocent like children. We develop that innocence. Also, we develop a lot of wisdom, especially in children. This can be really helpful. as they know in their lives what they have to do, what not. Everything is, when they come to crossroads, they have the wisdom to choose the right things. So this is the first chakra. The second one is called as the Swadhisthana chakra. This chakra is adorned by Brahmadev Saraswati. As we know, they are the creators of the universe. So the main quality that we call out here is creativity. On the left hand side is Shuddha Ichha, and there is Nirmal Vidya. So we know that Saraswati is the giver of Vidya. This chakra is taking care of a lot of organs here. We can understand liver, pancreas. So we can also see the right channel starts from this chakra. The left one started from Muladhara. The right one starts from Swadhisthana. So all our mental activity is, we think that we are actually using the brain to think about it. Whereas the reality is that the gray cells required for our brain to function are provided from our fat cells. And that conversion happens through the Swadhisthana chakra. So if we are someone who is constantly thinking a lot, planning a lot, sitting and working a lot, we are using this chakra too much, the energy that it has. So until we are realized, the chakras have limited energies. And when it has to supply the energy for thinking too much, maybe the pancreas can go off, maybe the liver goes off. So such troubles come inside us. So whereas when this chakra gets the energy from Kundalini, everything settles down inside us. We are no more a hectic person or too much working kind of person, and we develop a lot of creative powers inside us. We can feel this chakra on our Swadhisthana, on our thumbs, both the thumbs. And also if we go to some wrong tantra mantra or wrong gurus, this chakra on the left hand side can get caught up. After this comes the Navi chakra, which is right behind our navel, Navi, in the spinal cord. And this chakra is adorned by Sri Lakshmi Narayan. And they are the givers of complete benevolence. From every perspective, as we know, there are so many forms of Lakshmi who take care of us. And it's not just money, in family life, in every aspect of life, how she's the one who gives us complete benevolence. So all that happens when this chakra gets awakened. So many qualities that we can assign to Sri Lakshmi Narayan also develop inside us, like generosity towards others, taking care of, let's say, our guests or anything. Those qualities come to us with this chakra awakening. Also, this chakra is responsible for our evolution and our seeking. So as animals, we are seeking maybe food, shelter. As human beings, we are seeking things like money, power, all those things. And eventually it leads us to a seeking for the highest, the divine. So that seeking is coming from this chakra. So it's of utmost importance to us. And we can feel this chakra on the middle fingers on both the hands, on left and right side. Around this chakra is what we call as the Bhav Sagar, the void, as is mentioned here. So the void is adorned by the great prophets or gurus, the real ones that have happened on this earth across ages. The likes of Moses, Socrates, Zoroaster, Guru Nanak, Shirdi Sainath, Adi Shankaracharya, and Lao Tse. So many like them have. There are 10 major incarnations of Sri Adi Guru Dattatreya that take care of our void. And this is the place of religion inside us. So these prophets, gurus, they have established what is religion. And it's not Hindu, Muslim, Christianity and all of that. It's a true religion inside us. And all of them came at different times in different geographies, and they taught what was necessary for those times. And they tried to establish religion, told people how to remain in a balanced state of life, and so many things they taught. When we go against those things, this Bhavsagar goes off. For example, maybe some gurus have told us not to take alcohol. And you know that people first, when they try it, they end up vomiting. So it's the religion is inside us. It tells us that this is wrong, don't do this, don't do that. For example, we see something very, very bad in front of us, we end up vomiting, because the religion inside calls out and it tells that this is not good. So there is an innate religion inside all of us which tells us what is right, what is wrong, and that is the one that can guide us if it is truly awakened. We don't need an outside religion telling us this is not right, this is not good. We can feel the Bhavsagara right around the center of both of our palms. And it gets caught up when we go to some wrong gurus as well. After this comes the Anahata Chakra, the heart chakra, the Hridaya Chakra, we can call it as well. So on this, in the center is residing the mother of the universe, Jagadamba, who takes care of her bhaktas, her children. And we would have heard some references that she is the one who takes us across the Bhavsagara. So literally she is just above the Bhavsagara. And she protects us from all the evil in the world. So that sense of confidence and protection that the mother is taking care of us develops on this chakra. We know that this is also the place where our antibodies get developed till the age of 12. So children who are usually very afraid are the ones who get very, very much sick, because this chakra is weak in them. The antibodies are also weak because of that. Also, maybe let's say some ladies, they could be not very secure in their family lives with their husbands and things like that. They could develop breast cancer and issues like that. So every chakra has so many aspects which affect maybe the physical side or the emotional side or the mental side. I'm just trying to touch upon a few of them. On the left hand side is the place of the spirit. So our spirit, our Atma, resides here, and it is always there. It's watching everything, but it's not in our consciousness till now. When it comes into our consciousness, that is when we say that we are self-realized, because the self is the spirit itself. Here reside Sri Shiv Parvati, and on the right hand side is Sri Sitaram. We can feel this chakra on the small fingers of both of our hands. So there are so many qualities of love and compassion that can be assigned to the heart chakra. On the right hand side is Sri Sitaram. So they are the Maryada Purushottam, and they have taught us how to be the ideal everything in life: husband, wife, brother, son, king, everything. So when we go against those things, this chakra on the right hand side goes up. Now after this is the Vishuddhi chakra, and we can feel this chakra on our index fingers. This chakra is adorned by Sri Radha Krishna, and they are the so the Krishna is the Virat Swarup. In him resides everything, everyone. And this chakra, when awakened, gives us the sense of collectivity, because we really realize that we are one with everyone. We are part and parcel of the whole. This chakra also gives us many great and deep qualities, like the state of witness. We develop that by the grace of this chakra. Sweetness in talking to others. I mean, all the qualities that we can connect with Sri Krishna, they are given by this chakra to us. It goes off due to a lot of things, especially let's say on the left hand side. When it goes off, it happens because when we say a lot of bad things to ourselves, we say, oh, I'm no good, I'm so bad, I've done this wrong, I've done that wrong. So feeling guilty is a very bad thing, and this chakra gets caught. And what happens is that we don't feel the vibrations on our hands when we start feeling guilty, because this chakra is also controlling the nerves that go into our hands. So it's very important, and we pray in meditation that, Mother, I'm not guilty because of that. On the right hand side, this chakra goes off when we are very aggressive to others. So on the left, we were aggressive to ourselves. On the right, we are aggressive to others, and we shout at them, we use bad words, or also when we use tobacco and smoke and all of those things, this chakra goes off. Yeah, so quickly, now moving on to the Agya chakra. And this is the third eye, or so many things that have been called And this is the smallest, the most constricted path for Kundalini to pass, because you can see that the three nadis cross over, and the left nadi crosses over to the right side, and it forms super ego inside us, which is essentially our conditionings. Whereas the right channel goes to the left side and it forms ego, because all our actions lead to ego. And this chakra sitting at the optic chasma right in the center is adorned by Sri Jesus Christ, Mahavir, and Gautam Buddha. All of them, they talked about forgiveness, and all their lives and their miracles have been around forgiving others. And this is the most difficult thing that a lot of people find in Sahaja Yoga, is to forgive others. Unless we are able to do that, Kundalini cannot rise. And it's very easy really to just forget and forgive. And we do that, we pray that in meditation, and only then Kundalini passes over the Agya Chakra. When it passes over the Agya Chakra, it sucks out the ego and superego, which are essentially all our karmas. So the Kundalini can suck out all the karmas that are inside us. And when that happens, we get the thoughtless awareness. Because so this chakra is we can feel it on our ring fingers. We'll quickly move to the last one, which is the Sahasrara. So when Kundalini passes over the Agya Chakra, it comes to the Sahasrara, which is the top of our fontanelle bone area. And here we get the integration with the divine. All our chakras get integrated into this chakra. And as a personality, we also are integrated completely. The spirit comes into our consciousness. We get to thoughtless awareness. That's the first state that we get when Kundalini crosses over the Agya and it crosses over the Sahasrara, is we get into a state where we are no more controlled by our thoughts. And we can come into a state where we can think if we like, or we can stay in thoughtless state. And that's the first state. We are completely aware, so we call it thoughtless awareness. That's the first state we get upon getting our self-realization. We can feel on the very center of our palms the vibrations of Sahasrara in meditation, and this is the place for Sahasrara on our palms. So there are now what we'll do is just get into meditation. There are a few steps that we do, and the idea behind doing these things is that we come into a state where we are balanced. So in Sahaja Yoga, we use the 5 elements: earth, water, air, fire, and the ether element or sky element, to clear ourselves out, because we are made out of these things. So in meditation, we have a lot of techniques to use them. We'll use a couple of them here. Also, when we meditate, we light a candle in front of us, in front of Shree Mataji's photo, a candle or a diya or whatever suits you while meditating. So in the first step, what we'll do is put our right hand on the Mother Earth and keep our left hand open in our laps. And then we'll do some prayers and meditation. So the idea is that you can see the steps now, then we'll close our eyes and do meditation. The next step is we bring a right hand back into our lap and fold the left hand from our elbow and put it towards the sky. Here again, we'll have some prayers. In the next step, we'll put both our hands on the Mother Earth and we will have some prayers here. So these steps were for bringing us into a state of balance. Now we'll bring both our hands into our lap and keep our left hand open in our lap as it's representing our left channel, which is the channel of desire. So we are desiring something higher, whereas the right hand will use, which is representing the right channel of action for the next steps. So we'll bring a right hand on the heart and we'll press a bit. Here we will have some prayers. Then we'll bring this hand on our forehead and put it across like this and press a bit like we would when we would have a headache. Then bring this hand on the back of the head and push back the head towards the sky. And again, we will do some prayers. The last step is where we pull back our fingers and put the center of the palm on the fontanelle bone area and press. Also, then we'll slowly move the scalp of our head from our palm without raising the palm. And we'll do some prayers here. So this is it, and this is all. The important thing here is Shree Mataji's photo, which will just come on the screen now. Can you put the photo of Shree Mataji, Ayush? So we have done some steps, we do some prayers, but ultimately it has to be given by the one who is the authority here. And Shree Mataji is the authority. Her photograph has such vibrations coming out of them that they can give us our realization. So for getting realization, as Ramdas Swami has said, who was the guru of Shivaji Maharaj. So Shivaji Maharaj asked him once, how can you get it? And how long does it take to get your realization? And Ramdas Swami said, it takes no time. Tatshan, it happens then and there itself. You just need someone who can give it and someone who can take it. So in all humility, we have to become the patras, the ones who can take it. And Shree Mataji is here to give it, to give us our realization the highest. So with that understanding, we have to sit with complete humility and we have to be very respectful and ask for our self-realization. So what we'll do is open our both hands in our lap and look at Shree Mataji's photo. You can look at her Bindi. Very humbly pray that, Mother, I truly want my realization today. Mother, please be kind and bestow my realization. We can slowly close our eyes and bring our attention inside. See if we can keep our attention inside. See how it is going about. Are we silent inside? Now bring our right hand on the Mother Earth and keep the left hand open in the lap. Here we have to pray, Mother, please clear my left channel and take out all its negativity through the Mother Earth. Mother, please balance my Ida Nadi and take out all its negativities through the Mother Earth. You can pay attention to our palms and see what is happening. Now I'll bring this hand back into our lap and the left hand towards the sky by bending the elbow a bit. Here we have to say, Mother, please clear out my right channel. Take out all its negativities, its excessive heat, through the sky element or ether element. Mother, please bring my Pingla Nadi to balance and take out all its negativities and extremities through the sky or ether element. Now I'll put both our hands on the Mother Earth. Here we have to pray, Mother, please give me a state of complete balance. Mother, please clear out both my Ida and Pingla nadis through the Mother Earth and bring me into a state of balance, present. So please bring me into the center. Now I'll bring both our hands into our lap. We'll put the right hand on our heart. Here we have to state a fact with full confidence. We have to say, Mother, I am the pure spirit, which is the truth. Mother, I am not this body, this mind, these worries, desires, this misidentification, these conditionings. All this is not me, Mother. I am but the pure spirit. I am just the pure spirit. This is most important that we state this here, because our Mother Kundalini, she knows that we are desiring the ultimate, desiring to be the spirit. Mother, I am the pure spirit. Now, as we are the spirit, we do not commit anything wrong in sense. Just leave it to your individual Mother Kundalini to judge you, because she knows you best. And don't take any guilt on yourself, because as we saw, it's very important. Otherwise, we do not feel the vibrations on our hands. So here we say that, Mother, as I am the spirit, I am not guilty at all. Mother, I am the spirit and I am not guilty at all. I have done no wrong, Mother. I am not guilty at all. Now we bring this right hand onto our forehead and we put it across and press like we would when we would have a headache. Here we have to say that, Mother, I forgive everyone. Don't have to think of anyone. We have to forgive everyone, including ourselves. Otherwise, this chakra doesn't open. And we play into the hands of those who have done wrong to us. It's best to leave it to the Almighty, as He takes over and He takes care of things. So just say, Mother, I forgive everyone. From your heart, you have to really forgive and say, Mother, I forgive everyone. Now bring this hand on the back of the head and push back your head towards the sky. Just for our satisfaction, we have to say once that, oh God, if we have done any mistakes, any wrong things against you, please forgive us. Oh Lord, if we have done any wrong, anything knowingly or unknowingly wrong against you, please forgive us. Now, you can bring the hand back into our lap to rest. And now we bring the hand back on the top of the head. So from the center of the palm, we have to press the fontanelle bone on the top of the head and pull back our fingers. And with the center of the palm, we have to move our scalp while pressing. Shree Mataji said that she has to respect our freedom. Unless we really ask for it, she cannot give us our self-realization. So we'll keep on moving the scalp slowly and we'll pray, Mother, please give me my self-realization. Mother, please give me my Atma Sakshatkar. Mother, please give me the union with the divine. Mother, please give me my yoga. Mother, please let me feel the all-pervading power of the divine. Slowly bring this hand back into our lap. We'll keep both our hands open in our lap and keep our attention on the top of the head where we had just put our hand. Sit in meditation for half a minute. Now we can bring our attention to our palms and our fingertips. You can see if there is a cool breeze coming out of the center of the palms. It could be some fingers who are tingling a bit. Now again we bring our hand on the top of the head where we had just pressed and raise it a few inches above the fontanelle bone area. Here we can feel the cool breeze or maybe hot breeze for some of us coming out of the head. We'll feel it from a very specific location so we can move the hand and see for ourselves that there is a cool breeze coming out of the head. We'll bring the right hand back into our lap and check with the left hand. Just a few inches above the fontanelle bone area. Move the hand and see there's a cool breeze hitting our hands coming out of the fontanelle bone. Bring the hand back into our lap. Now as a last step, we'll put both our hands towards the sky, completely up, and open the palms towards the sky and push back our head. Here we have to ask, Mother, is this the power of the divine? Mother, is this the power of love of God? Mother, is this the Param Chaitanya, the Ritambara Pratya? You can ask any one of these questions 3 times. In answer, the sensations would improve on our hands. You can slowly bring down the hands back into our lap. Keep our attention again on the top of the head. eyes closed, hands in lap, and just sit for meditation for a minute or so. We'll slowly open our eyes, look at Shree Mataji's photo. We can find that we are still in a meditative state after opening our eyes, and we can look at our photo without thinking. This is thoughtless awareness. We'll bring both our hands in a namaskara to Shree Mataji and thank her for this state of meditation. Jai Shree Mataji. What we have experienced today is just the first step, and this is just sprouting of a seed. What we need to do is meditate 2 times a day, maybe for 5 to 10 minutes, and raise our power again every day and feel these vibrations. Slowly and gradually, our sensitivity will improve. We'll find what chakras are not okay, we'll clear them out. We'll be able to clear out most of our life issues with them. And we'll come into a state which is of meditation the whole day. But that will happen over a period of time, and we need to meditate daily for that. What we'll do is just share some links here. Ayush, you'll be able to put the links in the chat, right? We'll just share the link of a WhatsApp group that we have created, and you can join that group by clicking on the links. And in those groups, we'll share more details about how to meditate and how to. There are a lot of techniques in Sahaja Yoga as well. There is a technique where we meditate by putting our feet into water as well. So that clears us out after the whole day that we have spent interacting with so many people. So there are such techniques that you will learn about. Also, there will be Shree Mataji's lectures that we'll share. They're also available online. You can hear them and understand more about Sahaja Yoga. So all of that is available, and we are here as mediums to help you out with whatever we can. The idea would be that if you have just joined, do try and practice it for some time, and you will definitely achieve what we are talking about here. So again, to iterate, we have these sessions daily going on in the morning at 8, in the evening, the afternoon at 4, and in the evening at 7:45, and a deeper meditation session at 5:30 for everyone. So do try and join all of them. And if you have any questions, you can drop them on the YouTube and chats, or here you can on Zoom, you can join us and we can discuss.
Jai Shri Mataji. If anyone has any questions, please do write us on the live YouTube chat. Other than that, please join the Zoom. If there are any experiences also that you want to share, you can join. Also, all the links are provided in the YouTube chat for the WhatsApp group also. So please join that group also. We share all the like knowledge related to Sahaj Yoga. So yes, anyone has any questions, please write on the YouTube chat or join the Zoom link. Thank you. Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji to all. We are very thankful to Shree Mataji for the program, for the realization program. Jai Shri Mataji, this session is going to end now. Jai Shri Mataji.